Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Nard from the Nard Report, back today with another episode. This is episode 55 of the Nard Report. It is a pleasure to be here. Before we get things started, I just want to say thank y'all for all the love and support y'all have given me on all of my social media platforms here on the YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And speaking of the TikTok and Instagram, make sure you follow me on both of those social media platforms at _Nard_report. All right. And in today's episodes, I'll be recapping all the week 15 games, big playoff implications on the line there, and then give y'all my week 16 NFL predictions. So as I'm going over this week 15 recap, a lot of these games were boring, mid, blowout. So I'm not going to talk about every game like that. Okay. So let's get it started though. Starting off with Thursday Night Football, my Atlanta Falcons taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Falcons win 29-28 in Tampa. NFC South rivalry showdown. Let's talk about it. What a game. What a finish this was. The Atlanta Falcons were down 14, 28-14. I thought Tampa won this game. To be real with y'all, I thought the Buccaneers won that game. They should have won that game, but what happened was they defeated themselves at the end. And it's crazy because Atlanta had 19 penalties. Yes, 19 penalties, and they still somehow managed to win that game. I just don't know what happened there. But what a comeback. What a win by the Atlanta Falcons. Let's talk about the player of the game. Kyle Pitts Sr. What a night he had. 12 targets, 11 receptions for 166 yards, 3 touchdowns. Man, when was the last time Kyle Pitts had this type of stat? It's been a while. But Kyle Pitts went off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kirk Cousins, he always played great against the Bucs because he owns them. Okay? Kirk Cousins, 30 for 44 on his completion attempts, threw for 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 1 sack taken. All right. Offensively for Atlanta, ran through Kyle Pitts with Drake London being out. We played well. Backup receivers played well too. David Sills, he had a drop touchdown early in the third quarter, but in the fourth quarter on 4th and 14, made the play of the game to set up Zane Gonzalez into field goal range, 43-yarder to win it. And it's crazy because Atlanta fumbled the ball twice in the last 5 minutes, and you didn't recover. Like when they were down 28-20 Bucks. Darnell fumbles. How come Tampa didn't recover? And then that Cousins strip sack fumble. How Tampa didn't recover that? Listen, I thought Tampa recovered both of those fumbles. I was like, yeah, game over. But nah, Atlanta still had the football. And still somehow managed to win the game. But man, it was 3rd and 28. We get 14 yards with Kyle Pitts and then throw the ball to David Sills on 4th and 14 to get the first down, get in the field goal range, and win it with Zane Gonzalez. Sign that man to a contract. I am happy we have him as a kicker this year. Let's go to the Bucs side. Tampa, how did you lose this game? You had it right there in the back. And I'll be real with y'all though, they was up 28-14. I thought they had the game. But they beat themselves. Baker Mayfield, he did not have a great game. 19 for 34 on his completion attempts, threw for 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 5 sacks taken. The defense played well for the Atlanta Falcons. The pass rush got to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield got intercepted by D. Alford. Mike Evans back like he never left. Man, he cooked our DBs. AJ Terrell, Kobe Bryant, whoever was guarding Mike Evans, he cooked them. Mike Evans, 12 targets, 6 receptions for 132 yards, 0 touchdowns. Jalen McMillan, 2 targets, 2 receptions for 38 yards. Bucs offense is looking good again, but the Bucs just need a really good defense. That's all they're missing. And that's it. Falcons went 29-28. Moving on to the next game, we go to the Sunday game. Started off in Philadelphia. Eagles win 31-0 against the Raiders. Ain't no explanation there. The Raiders suck. And then we have another blowout game, another BTS, another shutout. The Baltimore Ravens ended the Cincinnati Bengals season 24-0. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens played well all game long. Defensively shut down Joe Burrow. Bengals, season's over. So as the Eagles. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles ran all over the Raiders. But let's get to the good game right here. The Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Two AFC East division rivals going up against each other. The Buffalo Bills win 35-31 in New England. What a game. But here's my question. How New England, you were up 21-0. You had this game in the bag. You had this game. Josh Allen said, hold my beer. Came back down 21 points. I just had a feeling that Buffalo was going to come back and win this game. And I ain't going to lie, though. When it was 21-0, I said, yeah, give New England the AFC East. But nah, Josh Allen said, y'all thought this was over. Hold my beer. Came back and led the Buffalo Bills to a victory. Josh Allen, 19 for 28 on his completion attempts, threw for 193 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. If New England wins this game, they would have won the division. But, man, New England, you had that game. Buffalo's offense in the first half played awful. Defense was awful. But in the second half, they were legit. New England, second half, I don't know what happened to them. But a league is not safe in today's NFL game. That's all I know. So, but man, Patriots, you had this game won. You had the game in the bag. And now you're in danger of losing the division because if Buffalo wins and y'all lose, Buffalo will be in first place in the AFC East. So you better beat Baltimore next week if you want to win the division. And that's it. Bills win 35-31. Next game, we got the Cardinals and the Texans. Texans win 40-20. The Texans defense is just legit. All right, this is my sleeper team to come out of the AFC. Now, if Houston could just find their offensive rhythm, they are a Super Bowl team. All right, this is my sleeper team. Do not sleep on the Houston Texans. With Mahomes not being in the playoffs, the AFC playoffs is wide open. Anybody could come out of there. I won't be surprised if Houston comes out. I believe they will somehow make it to the AFC Championship game. And if they win out, I think they'll win the division. But that's it. Texans win 40-20. Next game, we got the Jaguars and Jets. Jags win 48-20. All of these games were technically boring, close-out games during the 1 o'clock slate. So I'm not even going to talk about that much. Commanders, Giants, Commanders went 29-21. Marcus Mariota played a great game. This was a good game overall. Giants almost came back and won this game, but the Commanders were able to finish the game and get the win. In the next game, the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are officially eliminated from the NFL playoffs. Man, I picked the Chiefs to win. I did not see the Chargers sweeping the Chiefs this season. If you were to tell me that the Kansas City Chiefs were going to miss the playoffs this year, I would have called you crazy because we all know the Chiefs ain't missing the playoffs as long as they got Patrick Mahomes, right? I thought wrong. Man, what happened to the Chiefs this year? I don't know if it was that Super Bowl that broke them down. I don't know. What happened, man? Travis Kelce, this is not his year. I think Travis Kelce is going to retire after this season, but man, Mahomes tore his ACL in the final minutes of the game. Prayers up to Patrick Mahomes, man. That's a sad injury, man. Man. I know everybody in the AFC teams that are in the playoffs right now are legit going crazy right now. Now that the Kansas City Chiefs are eliminated, you know what that means? There is no excuse for the Buffalo Bills. If Buffalo, this is officially Super Bowl or bust. If you don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, your Super Bowl window's closed. All right, that's all I'm going to say. But Patrick Mahomes, he played a great game before he got hurt. 16 for 28 on his completion attempts, threw for 189 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Justin Herbert, great game. 19 completion targets, 29 attempts, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The Chargers defense played well. This was a defensive game. Both defenses played well. Offensively, I think the Chargers won this game. They just outplayed the Chiefs. And that's it. Chargers win 16-13. Now we go to the 4 o'clock games. Let's start off with Phillip Rivers returning to the NFL, playing for the Indianapolis Colts. Seahawks win 18-16. What a game this was. Phillip Rivers, Uncle Rivers, looking like a grandpa out there, slinging that rock out there. I was like, okay, Phillip. Okay. Phillip Rivers, first game in 5 years. He played phenomenally well. 18 for 27 on his completion attempts, threw for 120 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Colts played great. I'm surprised. Maybe Phillip Rivers could possibly get this team to sneak into the playoffs. Who knows? I think they made the right decision with calling Phillip Rivers to say, hey, you played for us before. I'm going to need y'all to come save our season. And I think that's the mission right now for the Indianapolis Colts. You got the 49ers, the Jags, and the Texans again. So Phillip Rivers has to get the job done for the Indianapolis Colts. Seahawks win off of a walk-off field goal. For the Seahawks, Sam Darnold had a great game. 22 for 36 on his completion attempts, threw for 271 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Seattle only kicked field goals. They kicked 6 field goals and won the game. Yes, 6 field goals and they won the game. You know why? Because of their defense. Yes, their defense won the Seattle Seahawks the game. Seattle has, as of right now, the Seahawks got the best defense in the NFC. If they somehow get the number 1 seed, I will be terrified to play these boys. Okay? I will be terrified to play these boys. Because if the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC goes through Seattle, it's a problem. All right? You got Sam Darnold playing like an MVP. The defense is legit. You got a top 10 receiver in the league in JSN. Man. And to be real with y'all, Seattle should have lost this game. But they found a way to win this game. And that's it. Seahawks win 18-16. Moving on to the next game, we got the Carolina Panthers taking on the New Orleans Saints in the NFC South Division Rivalry Showdown. Saints win 20-17 in New Orleans. You know why I'm looking like this? Carolina Panthers. How? I got Panthers fans before we played Tampa Bay on Thursday night. Hey, can y'all win for us on Thursday night? I said, yeah, we got y'all because as a Falcons fan, I'd rather see the Panthers over the Bucs, okay? Because here's the thing with Carolina. I don't have beef with them. I don't have smoke with them. You know what I'm saying? I have a little respect for Carolina because it's a love and hate relationship I have with Carolina. But the only time I hate them is when we play them, okay? Outside of that, I don't hate them at all. You know what I'm saying? So Carolina are like the little homies to me. You know what I'm saying? But Panthers, you were up 17-7. 17-7. And New Orleans won off of a game-winning field goal. Bryce Young, I think he played a phenomenal game. 15 for 24 on his completion attempts, threw for 163 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Carolina, you just couldn't finish. New Orleans, I think the Saints have found their franchise quarterback. I can take back on what I said about Tyler Show. He's a solid quarterback. 3-1 against his division rivals. Defeated Tampa Bay and swept Carolina. Tyler Show, 24 for 32 on his completion attempts, threw for 272 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. This was a good game, back and forth going on. But Panthers, if you would have won this game, all you had to do this Sunday was to beat the Bucs, and you win the NFC South. Panthers, y'all let me down. Yes, y'all don't let me down. I thought after we beat the Bucs, I was saying, yeah, I think Carolina's going to go ahead and take that advantage and win the next 2 games and win the NFC South. I thought. Wrong. Carolina, Sunday is a must-win game. If you lose, kiss the division goodbye. And that's it. Saints win 20-17. What a comeback. Next game, we go to the 49ers and Titans. Niners win 37-24. Ain't nothing much to say there. San Fran's a good team, and the Titans, they're in the rebuilding stage. Next game, we go to the Detroit Lions and the LA Rams. Good game. Rams win 41-34 in a shootout. Let's talk about it. Good game overall. Lions in the first half was great, dominant on both sides of the ball. Defensively played well. Offensively was great, but in the second half, it was all Rams. Jared Goff couldn't do nothing. The offense couldn't do nothing. The defense couldn't do nothing. Rams, they were on one. Jared Goff, 25 for 41 on his completion attempts, threw for 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jahmyr Gibbs, 13 attempts, ran for 38 yards and 0 touchdowns. David Montgomery had a touchdown, 7 carries, 32 yards, and 1 touchdown. All right, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 touchdowns, 18 targets, 13 receptions for 164 yards. Jameson Williams had a touchdown, 9 targets, 7 receptions for 134 yards and 1 touchdown. Rams side of the ball, prayers up to Devontae Adams. He left the game with a hamstring injury, but I think the Rams are going to be fine though because they still have an elite wide receiver core. Matthew Stafford, 24 for 38 on his completion attempts, threw for 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Kyren Williams, 2 touchdowns, 15 carries, ran for 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 11 targets, 9 receptions for 181 yards, 0 touchdowns. Puka Nacua cooked the Lions DBs. Whoever was guarding him couldn't keep up because Puka Nacua is an elite wide receiver. He's just an elite wide receiver. Nobody can mess with him, okay? Because he's that special. But what a win for the Rams, though, as they clinch a playoff berth against the Detroit Lions. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Denver Broncos. Broncos went 34-26 in Denver. The Denver Broncos are getting the number 1 seed, okay? I've seen enough. I've said this in my previous episodes. If the Broncos get the 1 seed to the Super Bowl, I've seen enough. The Denver Broncos are going to the Super Bowl. They might win it all because they have a legit defense. I keep trying to tell people, in my opinion, the Denver Broncos have the best defense in the National Football League. You have an underrated pass rush. You got one of the best corners in the league. Matter of fact, the best corner in the league, and Patrick Surtain. You got a very good secondary. Your offense is very underrated, but you got to get the offense going. If you could just get that offense going, y'all are a legit team. That's it. Jordan Love did not play a great game. 24 for 40 on his completion attempts, threw for 276 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 3 sacks taken. Do you know why those stats are like that from Jordan Love? Because he went up against a very good defense. That defense is legit. Josh Jacobs had a game, 12 carries, 73 yards, and 1 touchdown. Micah Parsons tore his ACL in that game. Prayers up to Micah Parsons. Green Bay's season is over. Bo Nix, 23 for 34 on his completion attempts, threw for 302 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. What a game by Bo Nix. Cortland Sutton, great game. 10 targets, 7 receptions for 113 yards, 1 touchdown. Man, Broncos offense is starting to get going. They're starting to click. If the offense could just be consistent like they did last game, Broncos got a real team. Broncos, with that win, clinched the playoff berth, and they are this close to winning the division. I think the Broncos are going to win the division. And I said this too. The Denver Broncos could really win the AFC West this year. I had them going 11-6. But, man, this is the first time the Denver Broncos won the division in about 10 years. But that's it, though. Broncos win 34-26. I said it once, I'm saying it again. Remember this. Mark my words. The Denver Broncos are going to the Super Bowl. I've seen enough. Next game, we go to the Sunday night game. Vikings win 34-26. I'm going to be real with y'all. It's just so boring. I didn't. All right. JJ McCarthy, he had a great game. 15 for 24 on his completion attempts, threw for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Hey, the Vikings offense played well. The defense played well. Cowboys, this was a much-needed game. You blew it. And now what's the Cowboys record? 6-7 and 1. Dak Prescott, 23 for 38 on his completion attempts, 2 for interceptions. Shout out to Brandon Aubrey with the fake field goal and running it for first down. Good game overall, but the Minnesota Vikings got the job done. And then last but not least, we go to the Monday night game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to just say this right now. The Dolphins can't play in the cold. Okay? We all knew once the Dolphins were playing in Pittsburgh and it was going to be cold, they lost the game. Aaron Rodgers played well. The offense was great. Defensively, they played well. With that loss by the Miami Dolphins, they are officially eliminated from the NFL playoffs. And that's it. Steelers win 38-28 to 15. Steelers win 28-15. Steelers with the win, still in first place of the AFC North. They're trying to get the job done. They have a tough task next week against the Detroit Lions, which I'm going to get into that in a moment. Now let's get this started. Starting off with these Week 16 NFL predictions. Week 16 kicks off on Thursday night, and I'm here to give y'all my prediction for each of these games. And as y'all know, I will post my predictions videos as well too on YouTube. So make sure y'all stay tuned for more. All right, stay tuned for that. All right, starting off with Thursday night, game of the year. This is going to be game of the year, game of the week right here. We got the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Good game right here. Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold. Battle for first place in the NFC West. Potentially battle for the number 1 seed in the conference. This is about to be an epic shootout. The final score might be 50-47. I think it's going to be more of an offensive game than it is about a defensive game. But I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks over the Los Angeles Rams. I don't see the Rams sweeping the Seahawks. I do believe they will split with each other. Next game, we go to the Saturday games. We got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Upset alert. Give me the Washington Commanders, baby. Eagles with this win, they will clinch the division. And if the Seahawks win, they will be in the playoffs. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. I got the Bears win. I don't see Green Bay in Chicago. With Micah being out for the year, that defense is not going to be the same. Next game, we go to the Sunday games. We got the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Give me the Chargers over the Cowboys. Next game, NFC South rivalry. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. As a Falcons fan, I will be tuned into this game. I am excited for this game because I want to see who's really going to win the NFC South. All right, Carolina, if you would have won last week, this game right here, if you win the division. But nah, this is a much-needed game for Carolina because if Tampa wins, all they got to do is beat Miami next week and they win the division. Or if Carolina loses to Seattle. So Carolina, you do need this game. And I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do think they will bounce back after a rough loss to the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be a very intense game. This game could really go either way. I'm going to say Panthers by a field goal. Next game, we got the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. Give me the Vikings over the Giants. No one cares about that game. Buffalo Bills versus Cleveland Browns. Give me the Bills over the Browns. Chiefs Titans. No Patrick Mahomes. Gardner Minshew will be playing. Give me the Titans. Bengals, Dolphins, both teams eliminated from the playoffs. Give me the Dolphins. Jets, Saints, who cares about this game? Give me the Saints. Jaguars, Broncos, good game. Potential playoff preview right here. These two teams could somehow meet each other, either in the divisional round or in the AFC Championship. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos because the Broncos are just so good at home. And with that defense, they're so legit, okay? Give me the Denver Broncos over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Next game, we got my Atlanta Falcons taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Atlanta Falcons over the Arizona Cardinals. No explanation there. Next game, this is a lock right here. Give me the Houston Texans over the Las Vegas Raiders. Next game, the Pittsburgh Steelers are taking on the Detroit Lions. Huge playoff implications here. 2 8-6 teams going up against each other. I am going with the Detroit Lions over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, I do believe the Lions will bounce back after a rough loss to the Los Angeles Rams. Okay, Sunday Night Football. We got the New England Patriots versus the Baltimore Ravens. Good game right here. Patriots win. They're in the playoffs. Baltimore needs this game to stay alive for the AFC North. Give me the Baltimore Ravens over the New England Patriots. I think the Ravens are red hot right now. They're on a mission to win the division. I do believe the Baltimore Ravens will win out and win the AFC North. Next game, last but not least, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Indianapolis Colts on Monday Night Football. Give me the 49ers over the Colts. And those are my Week 16 NFL predictions. That concludes today's show. I will post a predictions video on YouTube either tomorrow or tonight, so make sure y'all stay tuned for more, okay? And that concludes today's episode of the Gnarl Report. I appreciate everybody that joined. Thanks for watching. If you are new to the Gnarl Report, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to all of my episodes and all of my videos I post. And don't forget to follow me on my social media platforms on Instagram and TikTok at _Nar_report. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your night. I will see you next week. Nard out. Enjoy the games this weekend.